Hello everyone. Today my topic is about territorial dominance. Let's go to the session. So first we see about the territorial behavior. So territorial behavior is a common phenomenon in the animal kingdom. It is a behavior by which an animal or a group of animals protect their territory from incursions by others of their species. Territorial boundaries may be marked by sounds such as bird song or scents such as pheromones secreted by the skin glands of many mammals. The territory may be a specific area such as the nesting area, a feeding area, or a group of animals, or a home range. Is adaptive in many ways. It may be permit an animal to mate without interruption or to raise its young ones in an area where there will be a little competition for food. It can be also prevent overcrowding by maintaining an optimal distance among members of a population. So there are types of territorial behavior in the can be categorized into different types based on the purpose and extent of the territory. Here is a types from A to F. So first type A is all purpose territory. This is a territory of type of territory where all activities takes place including mating, courtship, foraging and nesting. An example of an animal that exhibits this type of territorial behavior is the European robin, which defends its territory from others of its species all year round. Type B. Nesting and mating territory. This type of territory includes areas for nesting and mating, but excludes the majority of the foraging area. An example of this type of territorial behavior can be seen in many species of seabirds, where individuals or pairs will defend a small nesting site but not their feeding areas. Type C is a nesting territory. This type of territory includes the nest and the small area around it. Many communal nesting birds such as gulls exhibit this type of territorial behavior where the territory may be simple consists of nest itself. Next is type D, mating and pairing territory. This type of territory is defined by males in the leaking species. Leaking species are those in which the males congregate during the mating season at specific location known as leak and display competitively to attract females. Type E is a roosting territory. This is a territory that typically includes roost sites. Roost sites are the places where the animals rest or sleep. These territories are often divided to ensure the availability of the safe and undisturbed resting places. Example we can say as a bat. And type F, winter territory. This type of territory typically includes roost sites and foraging areas. Animals may defend these territories during the winter months to ensure access to the food, shelter during a time when resources may be scarce. So next is marking territories. Animals mark their territories to establish ownership and prevent the encroachment by outside individuals or groups. This is often done through vocalization, especially by birds using specific calls or songs to mark their territories. Next is scent marking. Mammals secrete pheromones from their skin glands to mark their territories. These scent marks convey to potential intruders that the area is claimed by another animal. Next is defending territories. Once a territory is marked, animals defend it against intruders. These defense can take several forms: physical displays and aggressive behaviors. Next is adaptive design. Many features of animals' behavior are so well suited to their function that it seems impossible they arose by chance. For example, echolocation by bats, the nesting building skills of weaver birds, and the alarm signals of ground squirrels all serve of obvious purpose. These behaviors have arisen through the process of natural selection which favors those versions of an organism's traits, including behavioral ones that best enables the organism to propagate copies of its genes into future generations. Optimality models. Creating a formal optimality model is one way to infer the adaptive design or function of a behavior. using an engineering or economic model to work out the optimal behavioral solution for a given ecological problems is a way of specifying the best design of wide range of alternative possibilities. If an optimality model embodies an accurate understanding of the function of behavior, it can predict the form of behavior that is observed in nature. So for that examples, honeybees and yellow dung fly. So foraging honeybees often return to the hive with a less than a full load of nectar. Biologists initially assumed this was because of the bee maximize its rate of energy delivery to the hive. However, further analysis revealed that the bee's decision of when she could return to the hive is based on the maximization of foraging efficiency. Evidently, bees have behaved so as to achieve the highest foraging efficiency rather than the highest food delivery rate to the hive. Next is yellow dung fly. A classic example of the application of the optimality approach to understanding the adaptive design of a behavior is the study of copulation in time in the yellow dung fly by British evolutionary biologist Geoffrey B. Parker. So that's all about the territory. And now let's see about the dominance behavior. So dominance in animal behavior is a relationship between the individual animals established by aggression and submission. It is only considered true when one of the individual differs, which reduces the cost of the aggression interaction. Most of the time, the dominant individual has the priority access to the multiple resources such as food, mates, and territory. Dominance is a relative measure and not an absolute property of individuals. The discussion includes the reference to hierarchicity, dominance, application of dominance to groups rather than individuals, and the role of the individual recognition and the memory during agnostic encounters. So, dominance hierarchy is a form of animal social structure in which a linear or nearly linear ranking exists, with each animal dominant over those below it and submissive to those above it in the hierarchy. Dominance hierarchies are best known in social mammals such as baboons and wolves, and in birds, notably chickens. Here is a breakdown of the hierarchy from alpha to omega. So first is alpha. Alpha is the most dominant individuals in the group. They are often the largest and strongest and most experienced member of the group. Alphas have preferential access to the resource and mates. Next is beta. Betas are the second most dominant individuals in the group. They are the subordinate to the alpha but dominant over all other members. Next is delta or next is gamma. These terms are not commonly used in context of animal behavior to describe the position in the animal dominance hierarchy. However, if used, they would likely represent the individuals who are subordinate to both the alpha and beta. Next is omega. Omega are the least dominant individuals of the group in the group. They are often socially excluded and may be the smallest, weakest, or least experienced members of the group. Next is dominant and subordinate animals. So what is dominant means is an one those whose sexual, feeding, aggressive and other behavior patterns subsequently occur with relatively little influence from other group animals. These animals are often larger, older and have larger home ranges than their counterparts. They are sometimes referred to as alphas. Subordinate animals, on the other hand, are opposite. Their behavior is submissive and can be relatively easily influenced by or inhibited by other group members. These animals are often small, younger, and have smaller home ranges. They are sometimes referred to as betas, deltas, or also called as omega. Next is role of dominance. The role of dominance in animal behavior is multifaceted and significant. First is social structure. They are greatly contribute to our understanding of social structure in animals. It helps establish a hierarchy within the group, with each animal dominant over those below it and submissive to those above it. Resource allocation, priority access to the resources such as foods, mates, and territory. These regulate access to the both food supplies and mates. Next is conflict management. Uh, Strategies to reduce the frequency of aggressive incidents in competitive matters. Dominance is an attribute of the pattern of repeated agnostic interaction between the two individuals characterized by consistent outcome in favor of the same dyad member and a dyad defect yielding response of its opponent than the escalation. Next is species coexistence and structuring. Next is regulation of other social behavior. Behaviors such as can regulate other social behaviors, for instance, during the collective navigation for foraging or migration. Next is dominant dominance and agnostic behavior. Agnostic behavior is any social behavior related to fighting. Agnostic means always called fighting. The term has a broader meaning than the aggressive behavior because it includes threats, displays, retreats, placations, and conciliation. Agnostic behavior is seen in many animal species because resources including food, shelter, mates are often limited. Some forms of agnostic behaviors are between contestants who are competing for the access to the same resource. Dominance and agnostic behavior is an attribute to the pattern of repeated agnostic interactions between the two individuals characterized by a consistent outcome in favor of the same dyad member or the default yielding response to of its opponent rather than escalation. The status of the consistent winner is dominant and that of the loser is the subordinate. Dominance status results to the dyad while the dominance rank high or low refers to the position in a hierarchy and thus depends on the group composition. So thank you for listening. Thank you so much. Goodbye.